Think about it. Why do people lie in Jimmy Kimmel's Live Witness News? Hi, I'm Dylan. If you haven't seen it, Live Witness News is a segment on Jimmy Kimmel's show where he sends out a fake news crew to interview people about fake news, like the not new iPhone, or the new iPhone that's actually an iPad, or their favorite fake musicians that they don't know are fake musicians, or more recently, their favorite fake fashion designers. It's hilarious to watch because the interviewee will always pretend to know about what they're talking about, even if what they're talking about is a lie. So why do they lie about knowing the lie? Before we answer that, let's find out what happens when you lie. When lying, the frontal lobe in your brain is activated, which is partially responsible for suppressing truth. The limbic system is also activated, which increases anxiety levels due to lying, which is how a lie detector, which detects anxiety levels, is able to detect if you're lying at an accuracy of between 50 and 90%, though this process is evolving.
Don't worry, I've never hit anyone with a golf club. At least not on purpose. Hey, what's this fun machine?
It's just a random buzzer. It's working.
While you might not be as good of a liar as those featured in Live Witness News, maybe it's not your fault. Maybe they're pathological liars. The big difference between pathological liars and, the rest of us is, again, in the brain. Pathological liars on average have 26% more white matter in their prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain that contains connective tissues that determines the speed that you can process information. It allows them to lie quicker. But they've also been found to have 14% less gray matter in their brains, which is responsible for critical thinking, leading to their lies eventually catching up to them. But if you happen to know this isn't an iPhone, how can you tell if someone's lying? People have long believed that looking up and to the right indicates lying, while looking to the left indicates truthfulness. But recently this has been proven to be bullshit. In Frogs and the Prince's Neuro Linguistic Programming, authors Richard Bandler and John Grinder determined that while not indicative of truthfulness, following somebody's eye movement can help determine what part of their brain they're using and how they're using it. They determined that when a person is looking up and to the left, they're constructing a visual image, like imagining a purple rhino, something that doesn't exist. When someone looks up and to the right, they're remembering an image they've already seen. Looking to the left indicates they're constructing a sound they've never heard before, while looking to the right indicates they're remembering one. Looking down and to the left indicates them remembering a touch or feeling, while looking down and to the right indicates them having an internal dialogue, talking to themselves. Be sure to take all this with a big grain of salt because all brains are different and they all process information differently. This just happens to be the result of a study of two very intelligent people. We lie on average once or twice a day, that number drastically increasing during prolonged social events, and yes, men and women lie the same amount. University students, however, lie in 50% of conversations that they have with their mothers, and you will lie to 30% of the people that you have a one-on-one conversation with. 65% of people think we're less honest than we used to be, and 79% of people value personal gain over integrity and honesty. Yay world! But this isn't anything new. We've always lied. Babies start lying as early as 6 months when they start fake crying. Researchers call this period training wheels for more complex deceptions in the future. And humans aren't alone in this. Koko the gorilla once lied and blamed her pet kitten for destroying a sink in her room, which is awesome and adorable. And more awesome. Humans lie because we are heavily social creatures, and lying is just an easier way to manage everything. Often in life, it's much easier not to listen to our mothers and just lie, because actually telling Mitchell that no one likes his hair and no one wants him around and we're glad he moved to California is just awkward. Historically, lying has been an easy solution for maintaining relationships with families, politicians, other countries, allowing for human societies to grow, develop, and prosper, all the while keeping the individual liar on top. Which brings us to why people lie on Live Witness News. Because they have to. In order to maintain their constructed social status, they lie because they are led to believe they're being told the truth, which is the perfect environment for deceit. We are raised in a society that values information and disvalues those who don't have it. And we're told in school that there are no stupid questions, but there totally are. Who could ever admit that they didn't know there was a new iPhone, or that they've never seen the Star Wars movies, or that they don't know what Project Jabberwocky is?
You do know about Jabberwocky, don't you?
Of course I do. I just didn't know that you knew.
Bonus points if you actually do. Jabberwocky. Jimmy Kimmel's Live Witness News exposes the lengths that people will go to protect their social status by practicing the very thing that they're exposing: lies. What do you guys think? Do people lie to protect themselves, i.e. seem cool, or is there something else going on? Let me know in the comments, and if you haven't already, be sure to click right on my face to subscribe, or at least think about it. Is freedom an illusion? Let's see what you guys thought about my last video. I'm gonna start by reading possibly my favorite comment ever from possibly the best username ever. Deathlord USA writes, "Bitch, please. Just because it's against the law, that doesn't mean I can't drink in the backseat of a car. I've done it before. Just because you might be a little scared of the law doesn't mean I have to be. My agency is all there." That was just beautiful. That one account, 931, points out that true freedom is a paradox, because by being truly free and being able to do whatever you want, like killing people, you're taking that freedom away from others. Which is a really good point for all those reasons that you wrote, and maybe freedom IRL shouldn't be allowed, but in video games, you could potentially explore the idea of being able to actually do whatever you want. I feel like I'm endorsing murder, which I'm not. Murder is bad, guys. Don't do it. It's the worst. I wanted to clear up to a bunch of you that I wasn't saying that God does or doesn't exist. I was explaining Calvinism, which is based in the belief that God does exist. Enchanted Diamond complains that they can't transform into a unicorn because physics! Well, not with that attitude. These two comments you'll have to read yourself. They're just beautiful. Furby Life asks why I didn't talk about Minecraft, which I totally should have, because Minecraft is an excellent example of how far freedom has come in video games, but also at the same time how limiting it can still be, because while you can pretty much make anything in Minecraft, you still can't make yourself not blocky. Two things that I didn't mention in the video that I totally wanted to and totally forgot are BioShock and Lucy. The former is without spoiling it, a great example of the illusion of freedom, and the later is a great example of true agency. Go check those out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the comments. I just pointed out my crotch.